Alright everyone, welcome back. Excuse me. She slowly goes outside while staring at the tentacles blocking her way. But there's no exit. The tentacles are already blocking the way out to the lake. Even if she were to escape the tentacles that are trying to wrap around her and swallow her whole, she wouldn't be able to break through the part that has become a wall. She almost falls along with Shinji Mato and holds out with all her might. Going past the cursed sea and crossing the floating island of meat, she even performed neurosurgery to separate Shinji Mato from the lump of meat. At that point, the girl's magical energy had even broken into a reserve tank that she had not used for a long time. She bears the dizziness as she complains. Of course, she didn't mean it. She was just saying that. Besides, things wouldn't change even if she had magical energy left. The tentacles surrounding the girl have stopped because their prey is docile. Once they figure out that the thing that has invaded their body is poisonous, they'll take immediate action. Rin, Tosaka, and Shinji Mato are alive because she does not have enough magical energy left for them to prey on. Her vision grows hazy. Although she is able to get a foothold, that does not change how she is still in the mud. He is encroaching on her nerves by the second. If she falls into the platform or meter, she herself will become the core of the Holy Grail this time. Before that, there's one command spell left. That is enough to make sure Saber, standing by the opposite shore, used her sacred sword. Oh, there you are, Archer. Her body that's about to collapse stops. That voice. Are the thoughts coming to her mind instead of her ears? Those are the servant that she had made a contract with? She has no time to be bewildered. She knows his personality well. He told her to run, so he must have done something that she wouldn't be able to escape from if she didn't. She runs through. The arrows that rain from the sky are like a downpour. She smashes everything that gets in her way, whether it's a net, platform, or tentacles of meat. She has no time to look back. She runs through with all her might while carrying Shinji Mato. She jumps into the lake. The arrows have swept the way for her escape route. In just a short time, the black mud is repelled and only dirty water leads to the shore. She runs across the lake while carrying Shinji Mato. She runs to the shore soaking wet with latent energy that shocks even her. Her magical energy replies to their screaming voice. There's no need to check. The golden sword is raised with overwhelming firepower, miles down everything in its sight. The mountain of meat is cut in half and collapses. The black mud evaporates, and the band of light changes the lake itself into a flat wasteland. It is a rapid stream of light that eliminates everything. In the midst of that, the swordsman accepted the end of her battle. Who was that addressed to? The wielder of the sacred sword goes to her knees and gazes at the light with a flood of emotions. The crumbling Holy Grail. The thing that she sought. The thing that was supposed to save her. She destroyed it with her own hands, and the King of Knights finally realized her mistake. One boy and one hero. That man who had become twisted at the end of his ideal that he held for a long time, was still a boy. His regrets are so heavy that they cannot be carried, and his sins are so deep that they cannot be atoned for. But there was something that he did not give up on. At the very end, the Knight in Red has reached an answer that no one can affect. Then, she has to move forward as well. In her last moment, wounded, she took her hands off her sword. She will run past that hill with her own will. The sacred sword fades. There is still magical energy left. She can stay in this world if she pushes herself. If possible, she wanted to watch over what awaits them until the end. The knight's body continues to fade until it vanishes, engulfed by the light. Like a graceful gust of wind, the king who sought the Holy Grail sets off for the Hill of Destiny without leaving a single memory behind. Farewell, Saber. Uh-oh! Emiya! I matched the repeated attacks from the long sword with a long sword. The swords offset each other, and the fragments are sent flying into the atmosphere. The handle of a curved sword appears behind them. But I'm faster. I pull out the curved sword at his feet and swing it straight at him. Gilgamesh retreats. I close the distance at once, pull out the sword and slash at him. I match my sword to the rapid succession of noble phantasms. I'm not thinking. My body and mind will stop if I stop. I'll keep moving forward now. The instant I see his noble phantasm, I reel in the same one that I have at hand and strike him down with all my might. The sounds of clashing swords echo through the area. He cannot handle my attacks and has to destroy my weapon with his. That would be the cause of his defeat. Having over 1,000 noble phantasms, he is the greatest heroic spirit without a doubt. But he is no more than an owner. He is not a wielder who only has one noble phantasm, but is able to use that to its fullest potential. If my opponent was another servant, I would not be able to match them even if I made a world like this. Even if I have infinite swords, I can't beat an enemy who has a single ultimate noble phantasm. I'm sure Gilgamesh would be able to, but I don't have enough physical ability to. Therefore, the only servant that I can close in is this man. If we have the same ability and are both owners, I'll go a step ahead of him, since I already have swords prepared. Gilgamesh raises his arm. The hilt that appears behind him is that demonic sword, the only sword that does not exist in this world. I swing my twin swords. I immediately draw Kancho and Bakuya and cut off his arm as he reaches for his magical sword. The weapons come to a halt. He loses his best sword and is left completely defenseless. My body acts before I can think. With victory assured, my arms and legs drive me into the King of Heroes, spaced even more sharply to slice his body in two. He jumps back. Gilgamesh retreats, barely dodging my twin swords. Gilgamesh admits his defeat and tries to retreat. I'll lose if he regains his composure. I have to settle the match at this moment before his heat cools down. He must have realized that he would not be able to escape as he pulls out a noble phantasm from behind him with his remaining arm. But I'm faster. Meanwhile, I'll surely...
Nani?
Our voices overlap. That change is instant. The flash of light coming from the lake eliminates the Hill of Swords. The massive magical energy wiped away the already disappearing reality marble. That's fine. The match is settled. I can defeat this servant just by swinging these twin swords. But after that... a black hole. A round void big enough to swallow a human whole. Appears before me on Gilgamesh's body. Gilgamesh looks down at his own body, appalled. His body is being swallowed. The golden servant is being swallowed up by the hole that has opened inside him. Sucks to be you. Did he want to say wait? The void mercilessly swallows the servant. There was no way for him to escape. The void was opened in his own body after all. There's no way he can escape from something that is in his body. I stand there, excuse me, dumbfounded. The void in front of me gets smaller by the moment. I don't know what this is, but it seems like Tosaka and Saber were able to destroy the Holy Grail. My only guess is that this black void appeared from the effect, and he vanished. Everything is over. The twin swords disappear. The magical energy occupying my body rapidly fades, and at the same time... fatigue assails me. I want to go see how Tosaka's doing right away, but my body won't move. Well, I'm sure she's doing fine since Saber went to her. I can rest a bit. And the moment I take a deep breath, a chain wraps around my arm. My breath stops. The chain that's mercilessly wrapped around my arm pulls me towards the black hole. I put strength in my limbs, but I can't resist at all. My feet slide toward the void along with the very ground that are planted on. The thing crawling from the void was definitely him, but that body has melted here and there. That void must melt anything it swallows. I try to pull the chain off of me, but it doesn't budge. This chain restrained even Berserker. It's not something that I can take off no matter how hard I try. I'm getting drawn in. I'll be swallowed like him if I go near that void. He's so arrogant even in a situation like this. What should I do? I can't get the chain off no matter what I do. I'll fall into the void along with him like this. Even if I hold out, he'll pull himself out then. It means I'm gonna die either way. Then I'll take you with me. Let me say for now. BS, I'm not going down that easily. I feel dizzy. My body can't hold out any longer. I'm gonna die. can't endure it in the very end. Then if I can't endure it anyway, should I loosen up? If I do so, I should at least be able to push him back into that void.
やめるな。こんなことで道連れになんてされてたまるか。
I re-energize my weakening limbs. Will my arm tear off first? Will this chain rip off first? Or will he crawl out first? It doesn't matter. I'll fight until the very end and die a flashy death.
お前の勝手だが、その前に右に置けろ。
Okay. I turn around immediately. I look at the temple grounds in the distance, which has become a wasteland. Something flies by as if brushing past me. Ha!
貴様。あちゃ。
Damn, dead center too. The chain comes off. In the end, looking like he saw something unexpected, he lets go of the chain of the heavens. Bye! I fall on my butt. The void shrinks to the size of my palm and vanishes as I look on, dumbfounded.
今のは。
Unable to even stand, I look at the wasteland behind me. Dawn is near. The one with the rising sun behind them is the knight wearing a red cloak.
あいつ。かっこつけやがって。
I subconsciously complain, but I can't help but smile happily.
まあ、言いたいことは。
I have nothing I want to say, so I'll keep quiet so that I can sleep. The golden ground that became a wasteland. Seeing the knight stand there and Tosaka running up to him, I lie down on the ground. Tosaka should say everything I want to say to him on my behalf. So I'll sleep for now. I'm sure we'll end up fighting if we see each other again, and I'm not used to saying farewell to myself. And for the final time, I engrave my ideal into my mind so that I won't forget it and slowly close my eyes. The ground that he stands on is similar to the wasteland I saw before. There's nothing around. There's nothing extra on this summit where everything was blown away. The battle has ended. The battle for the Holy Grail has ended and the curtain is about to fall in his battle as well. He does not know how long it was, but the accumulated wish that should have bound him forever is gone now. The end quickly permeates into him and melts his era's version of his body. He looks towards the voice calling him. That girl must not have the spirit energy to run, but she runs to him, breathing unsteadily. He quietly watches her. The girl that ran up to him looks up at the knight, still breathing unsteadily. The red cloak flowing in the wind shows no trace of what it used to be. It is torn everywhere, and his armor is cracked and broken. His existence is weak. The knight that stands still with haughtiness, just like the time they first met, starts to disappear from his feet up. Dawn approaches in the distance. The golden sun rises faintly from the horizon.
残念だったな。そういうわけだ。今回の聖杯は諦めろ、リン。
Does he not have anything special to say? The Red Knight says a trivial thing like that. That gets the girl all the more. With that body that was about to disappear, the knight was the same knight as before. An ally that she trusted and ran through the night with, who had her back while making sarcastic remarks. She can declare that those memories were fun, looking back at them. And they are still in front of her, unchanged. He remained to save her at the last moment. He lost his master and withstood the noble phantasms of the King of Heroes. His body was disappearing, but he didn't ask for her help and watched over their battle. That end is in front of her. The girl can't think of what she should say. It is always like that for her at the most crucial times. She loses her quick-wittedness when she needs it the most. The knight smiles slightly. He knew that from the start. The girl's clumsiness is a memory more fond than anything to the knight in red.
何よ、こんな時だってのに笑うことないじゃない。
She looks up at the knight annoyed.
いや失礼、君の姿があんまりにもあれなものでね。お互いよくもここまでボロボロになったと呆れたのだ。
He still has a smile even as he banters. She gets a lump in her throat from seeing his face free of regrets. She wonders if it's okay. The moment she wonders if it's okay for him to disappear like
あー
this,
ちゃん、もう一度私と契約して。
she says those words that she shouldn't say.
それはできない。リンがサイバーと契約を続けるのかは知らないが、私にその権利はないだろう。それにもう目的がない。私の戦いはここで終わりだ。
His answer has no doubt, and his will is pure. His face is as bright as the sunrise. And how can she force him when he's making a face like that?
けどそれじゃあんたはいつまで経っても。
Be saved. The girl swallows her words and looks down. That's not something the girl should say, and it wouldn't be granted even if she kept the knight in this world.
参ったな。この世に未練はないが。
It's troubling to have this girl cry. For him, the girl always has to be positive, realistic, and indulgent. He was always encouraged by her. That's why he wanted this girl to be her usual self until the very end.
リン。
The girl looks up at the sound of his voice. Her face trying to hold back her tears is adorable. Rather than expressing the slight attachment that he feels, he looks at the collapsed boy in the distance.
私を頼む。知っての通り、頼りないやつだからな。
I gotta love these final words, man. They're classic.
君が支えてやってくれ。
The knight says objectively, those are words of farewell. The future might change. If a girl like her stays by Shiro Emiya's side, then the hero named Emiya will not be born. His distant words contain such hope.
じゃあ
But even if that were to happen, even then, the knight in red that already exists will forever be a guardian. He and the boy are different existences. They only have the same starting point, and he was an illusion that the boy dreamt of. There is no salvation available for this knight anymore. There is nothing to give to him as he has already died and become a phenomenon. The girl nods in spite of that. Because she cannot give him anything, she gives him the biggest smile in the end. He asks her to take care of him, in order to answer the trust that he put in her.
分かってる。私頑張るから。あんたみたいにひねくれたやつにならないよう頑張るから。きっとあいつが自分を好きになれるように頑張るから。だからあんたも。
Forgive yourself. She doesn't put it into words. The girl looks up at the disappearing knight with a flood of emotions. How much salvation did that bring? After engraving the girl's smile into his memory with pride.
答えは得た。大丈夫だよ、遠坂。俺もこれから頑張っていくから。
He breathes. The knight finally rests his wounded body, without waiting for the girl's reply.
んだ。結局文句言い損ねちゃったじゃない。
She wipes her tears as they well up and says to the man who is no longer there. That voice is invigorated, and she regains her usual start-heartedness. It's only natural. She doesn't have the time to be down after he made a face like that. She says farewell to the wasteland where the knight stood, and the girl runs down to the collapsed boy. In the golden sunlight, his smile as he disappeared was just like the boy's from the past.